Tops Meat Company. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia at en.wikipedia.org. Tops Meat Company, Tops Meat Company LLC, was a privately owned family company founded in 1940 by Benjamin Sachs in Manhattan, New York. The company later relocated to Elizabeth, New Jersey. The company produced and distributed frozen ground beef patties and other meat products processed at its 3,000 square foot, 280 square meter plant in Elizabeth and posted about $8.8 million a year in sales, according to information reported by Dun Bradstreet. In 2003, the company was purchased by Strategic Investment and Holdings, an investment firm based in Buffalo, New York, and by 2007 it was, quote, one of the country's largest manufacturers of frozen hamburgers, end quote. In 2007, the company ceased operations following Escherichia coli 0157H7 E. coli contamination of products and the ensuing recall. Contents. There are 6 sections. Ownership, timeline, controversy, see also, sources and notes, external links. Ownership. According to the New York Times, quote, Tops opened in 1940 in Manhattan. The founder, Benjamin Sachs, later sold the company to his son, Stephen Sachs, according to Anne Sachs, the founder's former daughter-in-law. A few years before the company moved to New Jersey, Joseph Durso became vice president. After Mr. Durso died in 2003, the company was bought by Strategic Investment and Holdings, end quote. Timeline. 1940, founded. 2003, purchased by Strategic Investment and Holdings. 2005, USDA found that the plant had received meat tainted with E. coli. Tops settled a $1.7 million accidental arm amputation lawsuit. Tops was sued after a consumer became ill from eating a Tops hamburger. 2007. July 5th. First illness linked to recall. July 8th. Second illness case. September 7th. USDA's first positive test results for E. coli contamination. September 25th. Initial recall of 331,582 pounds of frozen hamburger patties. September 29th. With additional evidence of, quote, inadequate sanitation and process controls, end quote, and 25 illnesses under investigation in 8 states, the USDA expanded the recall to a total of 21.7 million pounds of Tops beef. October 4th, class action lawsuit filed. October 4th, USDA's, quote, notice of intended enforcement, end quote. October 5th, 2:35 p.m., Tops Meat ceases operations. Controversy. 21.7 million pounds of frozen ground beef products produced between September 25, 2006 and September 25, 2007 by the Tops Meat Company were recalled in September 2007 due to Escherichia coli 0157H7 contamination concerns. At the time, this was the second largest beef recall in U.S. history, after Hudson Foods Company's recall of 25 million pounds of ground beef in 1997. Product samples subsequently test positive for contamination with E. coli. The first reported case of illness linked to the contamination occurred on July 5, 2007. On October 4, 2007, a class action lawsuit was filed against Tops Meat over the contaminated meat and its consequences. Also, on October 4, 2007, the USDA served Tops Meat with a, quote, notice of intended enforcement, end quote, which is a move just short of suspending the rest of the company's meat production because of, quote, inadequate process controls, end quote, also in the company's non-ground beef production processes. On October 5, 2007, Tops Meat ceased operations. 77 workers were laid off, while about 10 others remained employed to assist the USDA's investigation. Quote, in 1 week, we have gone from the largest U.S. manufacturer of frozen hamburgers to a company that cannot overcome the economic reality of a recall this large, end quote, Anthony Durso, Chief Operating Officer, said in a statement. USDA's first positive test results for E. coli contamination came back September 7, 2007. but they waited for confirming tests before ordering a recall 18 days later. Criticism of that 18-day delay in seeking the recall of millions of pounds of tainted Tops meat ground beef caused the USDA to promise to speed up warnings about contaminated meat in the future. As of October 7, 2007, 29 people in 8 states had fallen ill after consuming hamburgers made by Tops Meat Company. See also, List of United States foodborne illness outbreaks. Sources and notes. 12 sources and notes are listed. External links. Tops Meat Company homepage from Internet Archive, copy as of May 19, 2006. This sound file and all text in the article are licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution Share-alike 3.0 unported license. Available at creativecommons.org/licenses/by-SA/3.0.